Welcome to the Super Bowl edition of the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Picks, powered by Betfred Sports. I'm Doug Weishuttle here with Dave Weishuttle. We're going to spend the episode here talking about the Super Bowl 57 that's happening in Arizona. Took forever to get here.
I said it before. I think I said earlier in the show, I hate the 2 weeks before the Super Bowl. It's the longest 2 weeks of the NFL season for me, of the whole year for me. Boy, it's just the build-up, and then, we're finally here.
Well, I'm just glad we got past the Pro Bowl activities. I hate those things. I really can't watch them. I'm sorry, guys, but I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I guess something like I said in the earlier in the show, some people like it.
No, you know what? They had
good for them.
No, they had the All-Star game for NFL. Yep. They had the NHL All-Star game. I didn't see any of that either.
I don't see any of the All-Star stuff.
I don't know. I just don't do the I used to watch the MLB All-Star game. Now I kind of I'll check in on it and I'll look at it, and I know MLB tries to make it mean something, that the winning team gets the home field advantage and for their the National League and American League, but still, it's one of those things, Yeah,
it's just
I don't know.
It's a novelty thing, and
as I've grown older, I'm not watching it anymore. You know what the problem is? You know what the situation is with today's media? I'm seeing all these players. I know when I was a kid,
just
watching,
the one thing wrong with today's media.
When I was a kid, the MLB and the NFL, we didn't see all the players all the time.
No.
In the 70s, the local television had the Eagles, Jets, and Giants, and the majority of the time we saw the players on our own team. I didn't get to see the stars in at the time San Diego or at the time Oakland. I didn't see them all the time. So that's why I love the All-Star games and all the leagues. But now, you see all the players all the time.
Yep. And also now you can't.
That's my opinion. So
now you can't even carry over any kind of Pro Bowl into fantasy sports statistics because they stopped doing an actual game.
Okay.
That's another thing that's a problem with the Pro Bowl weekend. But again, we're here, Super Bowl 57, Kansas City coming to Philadelphia.
No, they're not coming to Philadelphia.
Well,
I wish they were coming to Philadelphia.
Philadelphia is the home team.
Yeah.
Let me put it that way then. Kansas City at Philadelphia for the Super Bowl, Glendale, Arizona. Last week we did a prop bet show. It was only prop bets for the Super Bowl.
Well, we'll recap them at the end.
But if you missed that episode, head on back over to our YouTube channel. You'll see it there. At Turnpike Sports is the handle for the YouTube channel, as a matter of fact. So
I've been
go ahead
meaning
and
to check that out. The YouTube channel.
The YouTube channel. You haven't seen any episode on the YouTube channel.
I haven't seen myself.
Good
on YouTube
for you.
yet.
Good for you. So, that's why we do these things. So we can't watch them. But anyway, we have it on the YouTube channel. At YouTube is our handle there. Again, we're going to change the rules here for the Super Bowl. We're only going to be doing, we are going to be doing both a pick on the points and a pick on the totals.
Yeah.
Normally we do one or the other during the season, but down to one game, end of the regular season, we're going to do both. We're going to pick the points and we're going to pick by the totals as well. So without any further hesitation or any kind of other BS we're talking here, let's head on over to our picks for Super Bowl 57. Well, we know the teams, we know the spreads, we know the totals, so I'm not even going to go through those right now, but I'm going to go through my points bet right now. We're going to be talking Kansas City and Philly. Both these teams love scoring. As a matter of fact, these two teams come in scoring the exact same amount of points for the Super Bowl, 546 points total each, which is kind of odd. I've never seen that before. A lot of storylines here. You got the Kelsey brothers. You've got the first pair of African-American quarterbacks starting for the teams. We've got Andy Reid going against his old team of the Eagles. And we also got Nick Sirianni, who was let go by the Chiefs after the 2012 season. So there are a lot of different storylines here.
Okay.
Kind of an interesting fact I've been seeing floating out there by just about everybody, and I was a little surprised at this. When you look at the two teams in the Super Bowl, the team with the better defense, that this is by going by points against as the metric, has won every Super Bowl since 2014. We have Kansas City, who's the 16th ranked defense, going against Philly, who's the 8th ranked defense. There's also another really odd statistic. No first or second ranked offense has won the Super Bowl since 2009. That was the Saints back in 2009. We have Kansas City coming in as the number one offense. I'm actually just not even putting too much more thought into this. Philly laying the points.
I like Philadelphia too because look, I think they are two very good teams. They're in the Super Bowl, so they're very good teams. But I think Philly is the most. Not only are they most complete team, I think they're the healthier team going in.
Yes.
Sure, there's injuries to both quarterbacks. I don't know which one is more severe. I mean, Hurts has a shoulder injury. Everyone knows about Mahomes, the high ankle sprain and things like that. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the health issues for the Kansas City Chiefs receivers because they were really banged up in the championship game. So I think, when you have heavily this similar teams, I think, I think it's going to be a great game, and any injury kind of puts the the advantage to the other team that's a little more healthy. And I think, look, if people want numbers, I mean, you throw out numbers. Let me give you numbers so I can get the numbers out of the way so I can, really get into this. The Eagles are 7-2 against the spread in their last 9 playoff games, and the Chiefs are 1-5 ATS against their last 6 games against a team with a winning record. Okay, there are the numbers.
Yep,
there you go. There's the numbers. But look, I think, and this is going to lead into my next one. I think the running games for both teams are going to be playing a big role in this because, look, how do you keep the other offense at bay? It's keep them off the field. And I think, the offenses, both teams are going to be running it. And like you said, the defense is going to play a big part in this. I think at the end, Philadelphia pulls it out because right now I think they're the most complete team. I think they're a healthier team, and this is why I'm saying it's leading into my next one. I don't think it's going to be that high scoring. I mean, I've heard people on the radio think it's going to be shoot them out and it's going to be up and down the field, but I honestly don't think that. I think they're the we'll talk about in the next little segment that we're going to have now with the total. I think
you just did. Might as well just go ahead and do that pick then, since you're leading into it. Go ahead.
Well, I don't think it's going to be I don't think it's going to shoot out. I think like I said, both quarterbacks come in a little banged up. I think they're going to be relying on their running game. That takes a lot of time off the clock, and it keeps down the scoring. And by the way, both teams have very good running games, but Philadelphia is a little better, especially with Jalen Hurts. So the under. I mean, I don't think these teams. I just love the under in this one. I mean, if here's the people who want points and who wants the stats and stuff like that. For the Eagles, the under is 4-0 in their last 4 games, and for the Chiefs, the under is 5-1 in their last 6 games. So,
Yep.
They haven't been scoring a lot. Maybe it's injuries, maybe it's the teams they were playing with the defenses. But look, like I said, both these teams have very good defenses, and one of the things that I'm sure both teams are going to try is keep the other side's offense off the field. So I think there are going to be a lot of long drives. I think there are going to be big plays, but I don't think there's going to be the big plays that everyone's talking about. But I think it's going to be run left, run right, keep your quarterbacks as healthy as possible, for as long as possible in this game. And, I think that's a time-consuming kind of strategy, and I think that keeps the points low.
Well, I agree with 100% of what you just said, but
okay,
I have one nagging problem here, and it's because of the Eagles' last game against the Niners. You're right. Everything's gone under for both these teams everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem I had was when you're playing against a team like the Niners who had a starting quarterback who got injured, came back in and couldn't throw, then you're playing part of the game against a fourth-string quarterback that they just signed not too long before this and hadn't played. I just wonder what that offense would have done against the Eagles' defense. We won't know. Everyone's still complaining about, the refs and all this other stuff.
May I just make a point about that?
Yeah.
49ers had one of the best running defenses in the country this season.
Right.
And the Eagles scored 31 without throwing a touchdown pass.
I'm talking about the Niners offense against the Eagles defense.
I know.
Everyone knew the Niners could only run the ball. They couldn't throw, so
Sure.
there was no threat.
Sure.
So everyone just put the numbers in the box and shut it down the second half. They shouldn't have even played the second half because that game was over when Josh Johnson came in and started turning the ball over himself.
Johnson, boy.
Yes.
I didn't even know Josh Johnson was on the team.
I've seen him play in the past when he's had time to.
Yeah, I didn't know he was on the 49ers.
Yeah, no. Last time I saw him he was at the Jets, did an incredible job with them and everything. That's why I wasn't too concerned. But again, he didn't know the offense, and he was just out there. Purdy couldn't hand the ball off. Couldn't throw downfield, couldn't throw the ball at all. I just don't know. That's the only nagging thing I have here. Eagles did 38 and 31 points against offenses that weren't any good. Let me put it that way. The Niners was not a good offense when they're playing them. I just don't like this situation for the Eagles because we don't know what the Chiefs are going to do. Mahomes is a different style quarterback. He can do off-schedule plays like crazy. With Pacheco there, he can run it. They can do screen passes. Kelsey will be doing screen passes. You'll be seeing a lot of different things from this offense because of all the injuries to wide receivers. I'm actually thinking this is going to go over.
Wow, okay.
Where it's at right now, the total is good for me. If it was another 2-3 points higher, I would not be thinking that whatsoever. But I'm thinking over as it is right now.
I just think the over is a little high.
It's not high. It's not high.
I think it is.
In terms of what these offenses can do, if this actually ends up being that way, I hope it does because I really don't want to see another 16-9 Super Bowl with the Patriots and the Raiders there that last time. So, but again, I'm going over.
Okay. So our picks, I'm going with the Eagles, and I'm taking the under. So,
and I'm doing the Eagles, and I'm going over. Just as a difference there, and also just as a recap from the previous show, like I said, it's up on our YouTube channel at Turnpike Sports. For my prop bets for the Super Bowl, Hurts longest pass over 35 yards, Kelsey at least one first half touchdown. And the Eagles, total touchdowns over 3.5. I'm anticipating scoring by the Eagles. And whether it's in a catch-up mode or whether it's in a put-them-down period mode against the Chiefs, I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of scoring in this.
Yeah, my 3 prop bets from last week is I think Travis Kelsey, anytime touchdown. He's just a machine. He's always open, and he's always scoring. And I think not only is he an amazing tight end, I think he's one of the healthiest receivers that the Kansas City Chiefs had. I think Hurts, anytime touchdown. I expect Hurts to run one in once they get into the red zone, and he's done it a couple times this playoff run here for the Eagles, so I expect him to do that, and I think Hurts has the Super Bowl MVP, which I expect the Eagles to win. I think, when a team wins the Super Bowl, you got to pick an MVP, and that's usually the quarterback of the winning team. So I think Jalen Hurts gets the Super Bowl MVP.
Well, that's it for our Super Bowl show. Enjoy the big game, everybody. You can follow us on Twitter at Turnpike Sports, at Turnpike Bets, Instagram at Turnpike Sports Radio, Facebook at Turnpike Sports, and also on our YouTube channel, like I said earlier, at Turnpike Sports is the handle for our YouTube channel.
And that'll do for us this week. Enjoy the Super Bowl, everyone. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike.